Hi, I'm Ella, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today, we're exploring Defenders of the Wild, designed by Henry Audubon and T.L. Simmons. This game accommodates 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, challenging them to assemble a team of animal defenders against a machine invasion. With a playing time of 60 to 120 minutes, Defenders of the Wild offers a diverse and strategic gaming experience. Are you ready to rally your forces and protect the wild? Let's dive in and find out. In Defenders of the Wild, winning means working together as a team. Everyone must join forces to complete 2 main goals: rewilding all factories built by the machines and making sure each player sets up all of their camps. And beware of defeat though, if the machines build 5 factories or if all 6 toxic sites spread too much, the game is over for everyone. Also, if 2 defenders from the same habitat get taken out, it's also game over. So players need to talk, plan, and act fast to beat the machines and save the world. Defenders of the Wild is played in rounds, with each round divided into Organize and Action. In the Organize phase, all players start by stopping all communication and staying silent. During this time, each player chooses a defender card from their hand to play. Once a player has made their choice, they place the card face down on top of their exhaustion pile, which is to the right of their faction circle. If a player doesn't have any defender cards in hand, they use the top card from their defender deck instead, placing it face down on their exhaustion pile. After everyone has placed their cards face down, all players then flip over their chosen cards at the same time, revealing them to everyone else. Now, players can start talking and strategizing about their active defenders. Some defender cards have special reveal abilities that must be used right away when the card is revealed. In the action phase of Defenders of the Wild, the player with the first player marker takes the first turn of the round. During each turn, a player uses their active defender to perform actions and then draws and resolves 1 machine card. When it's your turn, you can take as many actions as the number of action points shown in the lower left of your active defender card. Every defender can perform any actions listed on the player aid. Some defender cards have special ongoing abilities that can affect your turn and other players' turns. After using all your active defender action points, you can team up additional defenders from your hand if they share the same habitat as your active defender. This helps you take more actions. Once you've taken your actions, draw and resolve 1 machine card. Each type of machine card affects the game by deploying, moving, and managing specific machine components. Factory cards build factory tiles on enclosed habitat hexes or spread pollution tokens from factories. Engine cards order engines to advance along the edges of habitat hexes and build walls. Mech cards deploy hunter mechs and trigger hunters to pursue players. The reboot card functions like a factory card, but also toggles the machine direction. Taking actions in Defenders of the Wild is a crucial part of the gameplay. Each player can use their action points to perform various actions, starting with moving their organizer. A move action lets you reposition your organizer to an adjacent unobstructed hex, or through multiple hexes in a habitat corridor that match your active defender's habitat. You can't move through walls, factories, engines, the machine core, or off the board's perimeter. If you end your move in a hex with a camp, you can gain items. Using an item does not require an action point. After using an item and resolving its effect, flip the item token back to its darkened used side. Building a camp is another key action. It's essential for winning the game, drawing more defender cards, regrouping, and healing. To build a camp, spend 1 action point, pick up the camp from your maxed out support track, and place it in the hex where your organizer is. This resets your support tracker and allows you to draw cards up to your new hand size. Camps can only be built in your faction's home habitat or rewilded factory hexes, and only 1 camp can occupy each hex. Once you build all your camps, you exit the game. You can also regroup by spending 1 action point to reposition your organizer to any hex with 1 of your camps, regardless of distance or obstructions, though this action doesn't allow you to gain an item. Clearing pollution is vital for gaining support and involves spending 1 action point to remove all pollution or a toxic site token from your organizer's hex. Clearing a toxic site inflicts 1 damage on the player but helps advance your support tracker. Healing removes all damage from your faction circle and requires your organizer to be in a hex with a camp. Destroying a mech, breaching a wall, and rewilding a factory are all important actions. Destroying a mech removes it from the game board and advances your support tracker. Mechs are deadly attack units. They're snipers in factory hexes and hunters in habitat hexes. Taking actions near mechs causes damage. Roll the damage die to find out how much you receive. The die has faces for 1 damage, 2 damage, or no damage. For melee damage, roll when you're in the same hex as a mech. Both 1 and 2 on the die inflict damage. For sniper damage, roll when you're in a hex free of mechs but adjacent to snipers. Only 1 on the die inflicts damage. If both conditions apply, roll for melee damage. Breaching a wall allows movement through previously obstructed areas and also advances your support tracker. Rewilding a factory flips the factory tile to its rewilded side, which is necessary for winning the game, provided all pollution and mechs are cleared from that factory first. After each player's turn, the player to their left becomes the active player and repeats the action phase. Once everyone has taken their turn, all active defenders become exhausted. A new round begins with the organized phase, where players must again cease communication and silently choose their next active defender. The different factions in Defenders of the Wild add unique strategies and abilities to your gameplay. The Order, residing in the forests, are scholars and firekeepers who can harness the power of wildfire for both divination and combat. The Council, based in the plains, are civil servants and farmers focused on building a sustainable future, protecting and feeding their fellow animals. The Coven from the marshes are witches and bards who use healing magic and ambush tactics to support their allies and hinder their enemies. Lastly, the Sect, hidden in the mountains, are machinists and hackers who embrace new technology, creating controversial gadgets and weaponry to aid in the fight for survival. Each faction's unique strengths and home habitats will shape your strategies and interactions throughout the game, making every session a new adventure. And that's how you play Defenders of the Wild. If you're interested in this game, please check out the link in the description below. Again, this is Sela. See you next time.